What is up, RPG nerds? This is Brighton from RPG Ranked. If you enjoy RPGs, please like, subscribe, and comment down below what your favorite JRPG battle systems are. Alright, let's get right into this without further ado. And I am going to have 10 on this list, as the video says, but I will also have 5 honorable mentions for later on the list. And again, remember, I've not played every RPG. If there's a good battle system, I probably know it's good. I haven't played like Wild Arms 5, I know the Hex system is good. I haven't played like Grandia, but I know those are all good. But these are only from games that I have played. Alright, let's get right into it with number 10. And number 10 is going to be Live Alive. I love tactical RPGs, but the problem is all of them take like 45 minutes to beat one battle. Final Fantasy Tactics, like, as much as I love that game, if you get into a random encounter, like, I basically either run away or quit the game because I don't have 45 minutes to spend on one battle. However, Live Alive does this differently. It utilizes a tile system. However, it is like a tactical RPG with different hitboxes on your abilities and stuff, but each of the battles lasts like 5 minutes tops. You also get a lot of fun hidden super bosses in this game that make you utilize the tile system very effectively, make so you know how to move. And since you get like a total of 32 playable characters throughout the game, just having that many characters with each their own special abilities that basically none of them have duplicate abilities, it's just really fun. Is it the most like mind-blowing? No. I mean, there are a lot of flaws. Like, it's nowhere near as like detailed as like a Final Fantasy Tactics like game, but you know, in this circumstance, that is a good thing in my opinion, because it saves you a lot of time and you still get that grid-based battle system. Alright, let's move on to my favorite game of all time. It does not have my favorite battle system, but it is my favorite game of all time, and that is Lost Odyssey. This game has a very good turn-based battle system. It's basically a mix of Final Fantasy X, where there's a continuous time battle system. However, instead you pick it like FF1, where every single character picks their turn and then it works in a system. It's nothing too innovative. There's nothing way too special, but there's just so many options of customization due to how the Immortals and the Mortals blend in this game, where you have so many different skills you can learn from Mortals, from accessories, and you can get like 30 skill slots, are what really amplify this game to be one of my favorite RPG battle systems, because you have so many options of what you want to do in battle, and I absolutely love it. Alright, let's move on to the next on this list, and that is going to be one of my favorite games, my second favorite RPG of all time, Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch. Though this game has an amazing story and a very in-depth Pokemon-like capture system, it is not near the top of my list for some reasons. However, it is a mix of turn-based and action-based combat, and you have 4 characters and hundreds of familiar options, and it never really gets all that boring because you have so much that you can do. The battle system isn't too fast, but it's nice because it has a little bit of that turn-based aspect as well as that action-based aspect. And it is really fun with all the familiars and the abilities of your characters. However, the reason it is an 8th and not near the top is because of the terrible AI. Your AI don't listen to your tactics, they're garbage, and this battle system would be near the top of my list if it wasn't for this bad AI. If the AI was fixed, if you got the remake that came out, remaster of it or whatever, didn't fix the AI, and that would have been the best thing ever. But because of this bad AI, it kind of ruins the system for me a little bit. But since you have so many fun customization that you can have on all your familiars, and it's super in depth with the weaknesses when it comes to the signs, so many little strategies that you can do, like counter-attacking, swapping out a familiar to dodge an attack and putting them back in, or you can get a fast familiar, then swap them back and then put in a slow, hard-hitting familiar. There's just so many things that you can do in this system, and it's really fun. However, yeah, that bad AI kind of ruins it a little bit for me. Alright, let's move on to another action/turn-based RPG, and that is going to be Eternal Sonata. While the plot of this game is iffy at best, I love the music, style of the game, the Chopin stuff, it's all cool. But the biggest highlight about this game is the battle system. You have turns, but you're timed on your turns, and you get to attack in that amount of time, and it makes it super fluid, super action based, but you still get that turn based system. That's really cool. And on top of that, you have a really cool system where each character has light and dark skills, where depending on where you are on the map, you can use different abilities, so it adds a lot of tactic to that. Also, the echo system makes so that you can build up really powerful attacks, and it's really fun. The only problem, the reason it's not really higher on this list, is because each character, like, your main character gets, 10 abilities, and some of your characters only get, 4. It's kind of obscene how little abilities are on this game. They don't use MP, they only use, time and stuff. So it's really fun. This system is awesome. But yeah, it's not really in a game with the best story, so that kind of makes it fall a little bit lower. And mostly, yeah, it's going to be that lack of skills, lack of variety in this game that brings it lower on the list. However, if there were a lot more skills and the story was better, I would put this higher. However, this game probably isn't worth playing just for the battle system, but it was a really fun battle system. I love it. I just wish it was in a better game with more skills. All right, let's move on to the next on this list, which is Mario and Luigi Dream Team. By the way, I am not putting multiple games from a single series. Sorry, my mouth didn't want to say that for some reason. But yeah, so my favorite game in the Mario and Luigi series is going to be Dream Team, and it has my favorite battle system. Let's get the negatives out of the way. The giant battles are garbage. The idea was really cool, but oh my gosh, some of those battles are just unfair. I love a good challenge, but when you can't do anything about it because you only have 2 abilities and you just have to be perfect every attack, it's stupid. However, the rest of the battles in this game are awesome. It's mostly the giant battles that really throw me off, but you get 2 different battle systems. You get the Mario and Luigi in the normal world, or in the dream world, you just have Mario. However, Luigi's infused inside of you, and then you can use Luiginary attacks. And there are so many cool different skills in this game, and each enemy was crafted in a way where every single fight feels so different. It's awesome. However, it's really those giant battles that bring it down, as well as you only get 2 party members in this game. As much as it's my favorite game in the series and it has my favorite battle system, games with my favorite battle systems have lots of options, like Ni no Kuni or something. Yeah, I put this above Ni no Kuni, but if the AI was good in that game, that would have been in 3rd or something. But yeah, there's a lot of fun abilities and stuff in this game. Each battle just feels so different. However, the lack of party members really lowers the amount of skill and strategy available in this system. So it's very fun. It's a lot more about quick time events, though, than actual strategy, and therefore it's not going to be the highest on my list. All right, let's move into Dragon Quest XI, which is the next on this list in number 5. I love this game. It's my first Dragon Quest game, actually. I've never played any other ones, and I've heard they're good. Seth has played 3 of them at this point. But I've heard 11 was one of the best, so I decided to pick it up, and a lot of people recommended on the channel to play this game, so I did. And the battle system is fantastic. It is basically a perfect version of the OG traditional turn-based battle system. And while some of the games on this list are a bit more innovative, a bit more interesting, this is one of the most perfect turn-based battle systems out there. You can switch characters during battle, which is always amazing. You can also just, there's so many abilities. The skill trees give you so many options. Then you can switch weapons in battle and then utilize your other skill trees, so you never truly are restricted from using all the abilities that you've unlocked. Each character gets a spell every 2 or 3 levels, so you always are just getting lots of new abilities and stuff. I will say, as much as you get abilities a lot, it takes a long time to level up, so sometimes it gets a little bit boring. And Yeah, there are some times where it starts to feel a bit monotonous once you get later in the game where it's hard to level up. But if you grind some metal slimes, then you can get right back into the fast-paced action. And yeah, it's such a good system. It isn't my favorite, but it is basically a perfect battle system. And it's just really good. I love this game, and I love the battle system. All right, let's move on to the next on this list. And this is my favorite job system in any RPG I've ever played, which is not as many as I wish I have played. However, my favorite job system, meaning one of my favorite battle systems, is Blue Dragon. I love Blue Dragon. It is like my childhood game. I've been playing it since I was like 8 years old, and along with that, Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2 and Ni no Kuni, I've grown up on these games. But Blue Dragon is just such a fun game. You get 5 characters, and each character has access to 9 jobs, and you're like, bruh, like, some games have like 23 jobs. However, the balancing in this game is amazing. Every job has their own, like, their uses. It's great. And like in Lost Odyssey, you get tons of skill slots. However, here it isn't so many skill slots that you get broken. It's a good amount of skill slots. Also, take into account, I played on hard mode, so the battle system is really easy and kind of boring if you play in normal mode, because all the strategy kind of flies out the window. However, if you play in hard mode, it is so fun. There's so much customization, and with the generalist class, which is one of the coolest ideas for a class in the game, where it sucks, however you need it to be good, it's really cool. And yeah, you get a lot of fun accessories, and you're controlling these shadows that come out of your back. You don't even have weapons, and it's actually super cool. You get corporeal attacks, which are so cool. Basically, like, epic looking limit breaks. The animations in this game are awesome. And my favorite part is the charge system. It lets you really find out, like, ways to, like, do you want to heal right? You want to charge it all the way and get a perfectly good heal, but wait until everybody's gone? Or do you want to charge it a little bit right before the enemy and heal right before they get a turn? Or do you want to charge it right after the enemy and heal right after they attack you? There's so many options here. And with 9 fully realized jobs and a lot of skill slots, this game is just so much fun. And the amount of combinations that you can have, each skill is super unique. There's so many different options you can have here, and I just absolutely love this job system. It's my favorite job system ever, honestly. I probably will like one better in the future. However, as it stands, Blue Dragon has one of my favorite battle systems of all time. Alright, let's move on to number 4 here, and in number 4 is Octopath Traveler 2. This game took everything that was amazing about the first game and added so many different things. There's so many different levels here. Each character has a much more fully realized talent. Each talent feels so different, and there's so many different things, whereas in the first game, most of them didn't even pertain to battle. Here you get a unique talent with each character. You can capture enemies. You can release enemies. You can learn skills like blue magic. You can analyze foes. You can debuff foes, buff foes, all this crazy stuff. There's a lot more business partners, like getting deals on money and stuff, buffing your party members while being able to attack and stuff. And there's so many different cool things here. Then add on top of that the latent powers, which are basically limit breaks from like Final Fantasy VII or something. But here, you get them super often, so it really adds a lot of tactic to the battle system. This game is challenging, just like the first game, and it's not just easy. Like, so many other battle systems on this list are so easy that they kind of lose some fun because they're just too easy. Here, there's so much strategy that goes into even the most basic of battles. It's fantastic. Breaking enemies is a blast. And here, there are ways to bypass breaking enemies. That just adds a lot of depth. And you get things like EX skills, new secondary jobs that are honestly a lot more interesting. And it's just, there's so many cool things in Octopath Traveler 2. The story is amazing. The battles are just as good as well. And it is so fun. And my favorite part, yeah, just there's so much depth, so much strategy, and it's actually a challenge. Alright, let's move on to number 3, which is the only true, like, action-based game on this list, and it is my favorite Tales game I've played, albeit I've only played 2. However, my favorite Tales game, Tales of Xillia. There is so much depth to this action-based combat. Each character feels like you're playing a completely different game. You have Jude, who's a fast, speedy brawler, and with some healing abilities. It's so fun to play as Jude. And then you get Mila, who's a character who has good black magic, not the best in the game, but good black magic, and can infuse it into her sword. It's like a spell blade, but in an action-based system, which is always awesome. Then you get Alvin, your typical swordsman, but this time with a gun, having a lot of health, a good tank, and beating up people is so fun with him. Then you get Elise, your healer, and your all-around dark mage. And then you, with the twist of Tipo being able to affect all of your different skills. Then you get Rowan, the true black mage, who can absolutely spam things like crazy. It's so cool. He's awesome. He was my favorite character to control. And then you get Leia, who's basically a dumber version of Jude. Honestly, don't really play as her. However, you get so many different unique action combat here, and when you link up with your party members, you can use ultimate moves. You get these skills that really change how you battle, and as long as you play in a hard difficulty where everything isn't just a breeze like 2-punch with Jude, and add that to the awesome equipment and food system in this game, and you just have a lot of depth to an action-based system. And I usually like turn-based battle systems better. However, Tales of Xillia was an absolute blast and really improved on other games like Tales of Vesperia. As much as I loved the game Tales of Vesperia, the story and all of that stuff, Tales of Xillia just did so much better, in my opinion, on the battle system. It was so fun and had so much depth to it that, like, each time you fought battle, you would find something new to exploit, and it was really fun. Absolutely loved that. Alright, before we get to number 1, which is what you've all been waiting for, I'm gonna annoy you and say 5 honorable mentions. Alright, we have a lot from the Final Fantasy series here because Final Fantasy is amazing. They don't really have my favorite battle systems. I mean, they're awesome, but they're not like top 10 material for me. But first we have Final Fantasy X, which is a great continuous turn-based battle system where you can swap out your party members and stuff. But I honestly preferred the Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon take on this system. Also, Final Fantasy X-2, a terrible game with a good battle system. There's a lot here that could have been so much better if it wasn't 1, so easy, and 2, if I didn't hate the game. But if it was refined a bit to make it like the garment grids actually fit into the battle system a little bit more, and it was put in a harder game that was actually worth playing, it would be amazing. However, as it stands, I would not waste my time playing Final Fantasy X-2 just for the battle system. Alright, let's move on to the other Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy VI. One of my favorite Final Fantasy games. It is so good. Just every character can learn a bunch of magic. So it's basically like, oh, you can mold all the characters. It's one of those games where they don't have distinguished roles, except they have that as well. You get a fully realized Esper system as well as each character being so special, having so many different cool abilities. I absolutely love that system. However, I feel like later in the game, it's just spamming Ultima, and it kind of gets very, very, very boring really quick in the World of Ruin. Alright, let's move on to the other 2 honorable mentions, which are not from the Final Fantasy series. First, we have Chrono Trigger, one of the best games ever created. And I am not even blinded by nostalgia, because I played this in like 2022. Loved this game. The battle system, the double text, the triple text, all the different characters being so different. It was pretty simple, but since you have these fun encounters where like moving around matters, it's just, and you fight them right there on the battle. You don't have to wait for loading times and all this. It's just really fun. Probably my least favorite of these honorable mentions, but still a very good battle system. And then the last honorable mention is going to be probably the second newest release on here, other than Octopath Traveler 2. It's going to be One Piece Odyssey. Though this game can get a little bit boring after a lot of playing, the battle system, there's bond attacks, and it's really easy. That's the biggest problem. But there's bond attacks, cool items, trick balls, tons of awesome accessories with the awesome accessory grid system. And then, so there's a lot of that fun stuff. So it would just be kind of mid, right? Except the animations and the voice acting and all that stuff is so fun. It's so unique, and it really captures the magic of the One Piece series. It is just such a blast to play or even just watch. Honestly, watching the battle system is just fun enough for me. It's just so fun. And yes, it's a little bit simple. However, there is that depth with the bond moves, the challenge encounters, and also, what's the other thing called? Oh yeah, you move around, which is kind of like hex grid system in like Wild Arms. However, probably not as good as that, but in the same vein as that. Alright, so I thought I was only going to have 5, but I decided to add one more. I haven't played this game, but my brother thoroughly enjoyed the battle system in this game. That is going to be Lufia 3. This game, although the graphics make me want to die because, you know, it gives me a headache. Not that they're like really bad, it's the system, not the game. However, the battle system. It is super cool. I haven't played it myself, so I can't really put it in the top 10, but I just wanted to give it a shout out because it's not that well known of a game, but the spiritual force is just so freaking cool. You also get 13 party members, and you can control 9 at a time in battle. Come on. People need to be smarter like this. 9 at a time? I love grand battles like this. Come on, I love this type of shiz. 9 characters, spiritual force. It seems so awesome. It's a short game. I'll probably play it eventually. I love the battle system though. So yeah, I just wanted to shout out this one. And this because not many people really know about this battle system, and it's a very good one. Alright, what you've all been waiting for now that the honorable mentions are out of the way, is my favorite JRPG battle system of all time. And I'll probably surprise a couple people here, and this will probably be expected by some longtime fans. However, my favorite battle system is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I love this game. My third favorite game of all time. It's so good. It's just so fun, so charming, and the battle system is the same. There's so many different moves, tons of party members, each with their own 4 special moves. The badge system is one of my favorite customizable systems of all time. It's simple, it makes sense, but you have so many options, and since you can get 99 badge points in this game, you can really experiment with all the cool badges. I was going to put Paper Mario the original as an honorable mention, and then I realized you have 30 badge points. That game has almost no customization because it's so limited. But here they improved everything. The special moves are so cool. The tattling makes it fun. Each battle feels like a new experience, just like Mario and Luigi Dream Team. It is so well done. There's action commands. It's simple. It's fun. It's interactive, and it's not the most revolutionary on this list. But the fact that there are so many Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door like clones coming out, like Bug Fables, the Outbound Ghost, I think is what it's called. There's so many games that are trying to like come and revitalize this system that we haven't seen in so long because of how the new Paper Mario games are turning out. But yes, I absolutely love this system. It probably isn't objectively the best one on here, but I just love it so much. Thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and check out the other videos on RPG Ranked. I think all these videos I mentioned are either have a video on here or have a video in the works. Mario and Luigi Dream Team is kind of hard because, you know, recording on the DS is kind of trash. But, however, I will be getting 2 videos of all of these games eventually. If you enjoyed this video, please check out other videos. Soon I will be coming out with more of these like top 10 lists. The next one is going to be most overpowered JRPG characters. So if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy that one. If you really liked this video, or if you're a longtime fan, there's merch down in the description. That means so much if you bought something, because there's some cool shirts and some cool mugs that you can get there. But yeah, please tell me what your favorite JRPG battle systems are, because I want to play good games with good JRPG battle systems. there are some on my list. Like I said, Wild Arms, Grandia, let's see, some like Tales of Grace's F. Like, I know there are a lot of ones that I'm missing here, but tell me more, because I know there are so many good ones out there. Thank you guys all for watching, and have a fantastic day.